I started ThinkCerca when I was working as the director of curriculum and instruction for about 115 schools in Chicago. So much of the technology that we had developed to improve teaching and learning was focused on having kids go to a cubicle and answer multiple choice questions about things that they weren't even talking about in class. So it was so separate from everything else they were doing. It wasn't giving them the speaking skills they needed or the writing skills they needed. And it was about a couple of years after the iPad came out. And I just thought, we can do so much better than this. And I was kind of waiting for someone else to do it. And unfortunately, nobody else did it. So I had to do it. And the goal was to really just make great education equitably accessible to every student in the world. And so we're obviously focused on the US right now. Big crisis in terms of making sure that we close the achievement gap and increase just career and college readiness. Our job market needs it. Our students need it just to have a chance at a decent life in the 21st century. But ultimately, I think that this is about creating personalized learning experiences for everybody globally. We provide a technology for students that literally walks them through the cognitive process of analytical reading and effective writing in each subject. So we do English, social studies, science, and we're adding math. We, by providing a platform that works across subjects, also provide a platform that gives teams insight into how students are achieving, regardless of what the content is. Can they make an argument in math? Do they know it well enough to do that? Well, they can do it in the other three subjects, so what's the problem here? It's probably a subject matter problem, but previously a math teacher might have thought it was a writing issue. So if we want kids to be effective in all these subjects, we really have to focus on kind of like the core skills of what they need to do. So we sell our product to a principal, a building level leader, or a district level leader. It's not really made for students to do independently because they need a really knowledgeable other to help them. It's hard to write and no machine's smart enough to help you. It doesn't know what you meant to say. Teachers do. The other thing is that we believe that a systems approach is what's required to improve student outcomes on scale. As a country, our education system is kind of in a state of disaster. It's on decline, and for us to remain competitive and prepare students for low skill, medium skill, high skill jobs, we actually do need to give them the literacy that will allow them to communicate the way most of us will most of the time, which is online and in writing. So it's a complicated world, much more complicated than it used to be. So the things we need to teach kids to do are more complicated, and it takes a whole team. It's not just going to be one teacher or an app that a student suddenly stumbles upon. It's still hard work, and we need teachers to create the context in which it's meaningful to put forth the effort.